Hi, everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the Cardano Podcast. In today's episode, I had a chat with Aidam from the project PlayerMint. We discussed gaming and blockchain and how it would be and what they envision this platform to be so you can get paid by playing games. So we're going to talk about that. Before we start, I'd like to remind you that if you want to help out the Cardano podcast, you can vote for our proposal on Catalyst on Fund 4. Just look for Cardano podcast in the campaign Catalyst Value Onboarding. So with that said, now let's go and listen to the interview I had with Aidam from the proposal PlayerMint. Hi, everyone, and as promised, I'm here with Aidam. We're gonna be discussing PlayerMint. So, hi, Aidam, and welcome to the Cardano Post.
Thank you so much, Ryan. I'm excited to, I'm excited to talk more.
Great, perfect. So, for everybody that is listening, this podcast in different podcast platforms, and also for everybody that's watching on YouTube, you'll be seeing also here in the description the proposal, the link to the proposal on Catalyst, so you can go and check it out there as well. So before we start, maybe we can you can give us a bit of an introduction of yourself, and then we can go and discuss more the product and the project.
Of course, yeah. So my name's Aidam Rankin-Williams, and I am the community director for PlayerMint. So my job is kind of anything regarding customer touch points, whether that be the product or customer support or community management and marketing. So ultimately what PlayerMint is and what we're trying to accomplish is to have some sort of token-based system for gamers. So we want to provide gamers a way to get paid to play video games. So I'm a gamer and I've been for a long time, and I'm not sure if you're a gamer yourself, but I always kind of had this childhood aspirations of what if me just playing video games could translate into some sort of job or could translate into some sort of, profitable exercise. So that's kind of where the concept began of PlayerMint is how do we essentially get people to the point where their gameplay performance can become profitable and something that's valuable, and how can we tokenize that and then make it something that has a real world value?
Interesting. So it comes from your passion from gaming, and then to see how can you monetize that.
Exactly. So yeah, growing up as a kid playing games like going on Mini Clip and playing games like that, and then slowly evolving, getting into Minecraft and then Fortnite and Call of Duty, and you kind of see all these the different monetization models of video games, and they're going in the direction of more free-to-play models with things like battle passes. And then, we have interesting things like COD points or V-Bucks. So the thought kind of originated, we have these V-Bucks and we have these COD points and we have these gems and these kind of, different games. What if those gems, V-Bucks, and COD points were worth a little bit more and you could transact with them outside of the game as well? So that we kind of want to create a currency where your gameplay performance translates into something that is valuable outside of the game.
Got it. And before we go into much more detail on so we can discuss for people that don't know you guys are planning to have a fungible and a non-fungible token as well in the platform. But before we discuss that, maybe it's also interesting for the community to hear from you on when you guys were discussing in the team where to build it. Why did you think of Cardano compared to other blockchain platforms?
Yeah, great question. So we actually were originally going to build on Ethereum. So way back when we started this project in 2018. So it's been kind of this gradual growth between my friend named Grant Scholl, who's the CEO. He kind of originally came up with the idea and then brought me on board, and we kind of fleshed it out as we went. So back in 2018, we saw Cardano and we saw where it was, but things, for example, like Shelly wasn't even launched. So we didn't really see it as a feasible option. right now, we are getting to the point where Alonzo hard fork will occur and we'll finally have smart contracts, where now we see it as feasible. But in the beginning, we were really think that Ethereum was the best option. So for a long time, we were planning on building out on Ethereum. And then most recently with the Mary hard fork, we saw that the native assets were occurring. We saw interesting news about Babel fees. We saw, how essentially the decentralization of the network was occurring, the opportunities to partner and integrate with stake pools, governance as a service being an option. We just saw all these toolings where Ethereum felt as though it was the option because it's what everyone else was using, but it wasn't the option because it offered the most advanced technology, the best resources, the best capabilities. So Ethereum is an amazing blockchain. And if you use, layer 2 solutions, you can have really small, minimal amounts of gas fees, but we really felt that the user experience was not the best there. The gas fees were not the best there. We wanted something that was a lot easier to move around. And with, Babel fees, as I mentioned earlier, not needing to hold the main token or the main coin on the blockchain was really quite advantageous. So our user base doesn't need to hold ADA or Ethereum in order to transact with our fungible token PMX.
Great. Now maybe we can discuss a bit of how would it work for now that we're talking about the user experience. Maybe you can walk us through on how would it be for the users and which games you are planning to start with, because there's so many games out there. I guess I read something on the proposal, but I'll let you explain it.
Wonderful. So our platform, we kind of took this approach of gamers are social. We like to interact with one another. We play multiplayer games. We like to compete. We like to show off skins. We like to, display our performance and whatnot. So we took that idea and we said, what if we built a dApp based off of Discord? So Discord is this kind of common communication platform where you can have different channels and different roles, permissions, all of this fun stuff. So we said, what if we built this dApp on top of Discord and enabled these social interactions between players within Discord servers to kind of take the value of the coin or our token and apply all these cool use cases to it. And we just give them the tooling to do so. So ultimately what we're doing is the step-by-step user experiences is you have a server operator or server owner, and they invite the bot to their Discord. So if I was the server owner, I would invite the PlayerMint bot to my Discord. From there, I can issue commands to interact with that bot. A big one being the wallet command. So I initiate a wallet command, I construct a wallet, I receive my recovery phrase with two-factor authentication via SMS text messages. And then from there, I essentially have this wallet or this vault where then I can connect my Epic Games account to it. So because we wanted to create an autonomous system where the payouts of our fungible token PMX are based off of eliminations in the game Fortnite. So what the user does is they create a wallet. Once they've created a wallet, they authenticate their Epic Games account so that we can say, hey, this wallet is connected to this, Epic Games identity. We can now use an API to request data on that Epic Games account and essentially pull data in saying, okay, over this time span, what are their stats? The first stats being eliminations. And then we can take those stats and we can compare it with every other person within the PlayerMint user base, within the ecosystem. Whoever has the most amount of eliminations within those that entire user base will get portions of a prize pool of our fungible token PMX. So the standard user experience is join a Discord server, create a wallet, authenticate your Epic Games account, and then all you have to do is jump into games of Fortnite, play it as you normally would, and then in 5-day spans, you'll receive payouts of PMX dependent on how many eliminations you got comparatively to the rest of the user base.
Got it. And then everything is based then on the token, the PMX you said it's going to be called, right? And
yes.
Where does it connect with the NFT part?
Yeah, so our thought is that fungible tokens can kind of act as this currency of this world that we're creating that is all about turn your gameplay performance into something valuable. But we were thinking we need more use cases. One thing that we really stress as a team is how do we create a reason to hold the currency as it is and then use the currency as it is, so we don't essentially have this funnel where people join the ecosystem, they mint tokens via their gameplay performance, and then they sell them directly into whatever crypto or fiat they'd like. We wanted to say, hey, what's a reason to hold the token? Non-fungible tokens have been blowing up in this market. So we said, what if we created an NFT marketplace that lived on top of Discord, this highly social and visual environment that was entirely facilitated by our fungible token PMX. So the thought is you have a lot of eyeballs in one place that all have access to wallets where all they have to do is type in a command, as easy as sending money as, typing in a text message. So what if we combined all those elements together so that you and I could be in a Discord together, we could display our NFTs to one another, and then we could use the fungible token PMX that we earned via gameplay performance to buy, sell, transact those. So the thought right now, NFTs, you kind of only see them majoritively on things like OpenSea or the actual exchanges and marketplaces. There isn't a whole lot of, for example, they're popping up more and more, but there isn't a huge amount of galleries or places where you go specifically to observe the art and maybe you like a piece, so you submit a bid. So our thought is with Discord, we can kind of create that in a very unique and interesting way.
Yeah. Plus, taking advantage of all the social part of Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's kind of imagine, a very popular Fortnite streamer is CypherPK. Imagine you were in CypherPK Discord server. You can go in there. You can see, CypherPK is auctioning off an NFT of, one of his most popular clips from, a Fortnite trick shot or something of all time. They mint that NFT. You're able to see it throughout their entire Discord, place bids on it entirely from there. And who knows, maybe you can even program that NFT so it glows whenever CypherPK, goes live on Twitch. So you can create all these really cool, fun components, and Discord makes it so everything is very social based and everything is very presented and in front of you and interactable.
Great. Yeah, that's a great user experience because you don't even need to leave the platform. I mean, I'm talking about Discord to be able to trade or to show your NFTs.
Exactly. So we just think that there's a lot of fun fan to creator connection that can occur there.
Great.
And then of course, there's elements of where another element that we hope is kind of creating a network effect within PlayerMint, going off of this idea where the server operators, the people that are at, own the server, are the moderators of it, that have the PlayerMint bot within it, almost use PlayerMint as this kind of way to create a micro economy within their server that's based around NFTs. Or maybe, for example, we hope to encourage users to say, hey, I created, I have all these clips from playing Fortnite. I want to turn them into a montage. Can I pay some of them 75 PMX or 100 PMX in order to get my video edited? So another thing we hope to do is kind of create little economies within these servers so that people transact the currency. And we're hoping that people will transact the currency more because it's derived out of gameplay performance. So we're hoping that because it's derived out of gameplay performance, you can kind of lead the way into more transactions occurring.
Got it. Perfect. You mentioned the website. So for everybody that is listening to the podcast, you can go to playermint.com and then you can read more about it. Also, you can go directly to cardano.ideascale.com and check in Fund 4 in dApps and integrations, and then you can look for PlayerMint as well. Now that we were talking about Catalyst, I think would be also interesting to hear from you. What has been your experience with Project Catalyst? What type of if you have got feedback from the community, how does that feedback look like? Has it been interesting, or is just or just tell us a bit about your experience on Project Catalyst.
Yeah, so I'm actually a huge fan of IdeaScale. I think, as we all know, it has a few drawbacks just because of, formatting. Maybe things aren't kind of synchronous, but all in all, I think the Catalyst team and the Idea Scale team have worked really well together to create a really fun platform. I really do enjoy looking at other people's proposals, commenting on them. I love the kudos system as well. In terms of our project in particular, we have had, I think, about 4 or 5 comments on the proposal now. The majority of them have been extremely positive. So one in particular, a person was giving us a lot of feedback in terms of, hey, what if you all did all of these cool ideas and implemented them into your system? So one in particular being, hey, what if you all partnered with a stake pool so that, you know, your users could hold ADA within their wallets on Discord, and that would automatically delegate to a stake pool. So now they're also earning rewards from, you know, gameplay performance, and they're earning rewards from, you know, ADA that has been staked directly via their Discord wallet. And then that opened it up into another discussion where myself and another member kind of spoke about, well, what if we took that one step further and we said, hey, that stake pool that we partnered with, or that stake pool we made ourselves, what if we took the fee that we take as the stake pool operator and then put that into our distribution algorithm? So now our players also earn PMX and ADA for their gameplay performance.
Yeah,
so
that's an interesting model. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I love about Idea Scale is that the people on there are quite brilliant, and they're willing to put their time into commenting on a proposal that they've only read for 5 minutes, and they're willing to spend 20 minutes, you know, writing out this multi-paragraph long discussion about, hey, have you thought about the, you know, potential moral implications of incentivizing people to play video games? And I spent, you know, 30 minutes yesterday responding to that comment. Or, you know, hey, have you thought about how you can use, you know, further integrate with the Cardano community? How are you going to further, you know, increase the value of ADA through the usage of PlayerMint? I really enjoy that people are willing to go the extra mile. And the one thing that I always love about Cardano, regardless about the bullish or bearish news, is I love the governance model. I love the fact that it's up to myself and you and anyone else in the Cardano community to say, hey, we want to make this system better. And it's truly, we have the power in our hands to do so. So I love the fact that I can go onto the Catalyst voting app and I could say, hey, you know, I really like this proposal. I think that this will help out, you know, me personally, as well as the community at large, so I can vote on it. So I'm a really huge fan of Project Catalyst, and I really love the model that they have.
I was reading by the way, today before the interview, the comments, and yeah, you're right. I mean, the comment that of that person that talked about integrate or about ADA and yeah, the idea of having of partnering also with pool operators. It was like this big.
Yeah. I saw that. I was like. Yeah. I was amazed. I was like, wow, I really appreciate this person, like really enjoyed what we had to say. And after working on this from 2018, I can't tell you how good it feels to finally present the product to someone after so many hours, just kind of making sure that it's very solid. And they read it, and after the first time, the last line in their comment was, "You have my vote." And it was just like, even if all we get is that guy's vote and the proposal doesn't really go anywhere from there, and we have to figure out other means to fund it, it's like that one person was excited for PlayerMint and they wanted to see it happening. And that makes me really happy and really encouraged to make sure that, you know, at some point PlayerMint is launched and people can get paid to play video games.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, like even if let's say if the project wouldn't get funded, or if you get all that that so much in depth type of feedback, that's already super useful. I mean, for all the projects, and that's what we always discuss also here in the podcast, that's so interesting of Catalyst, of especially those that type of feedback, because it's not the same to hear from someone or somebody that puts in the comments, yeah, I like it, great project, or no, I don't like it, it sucks, or whatever. But that doesn't help the team behind.
No.
So these sort of things, whether it's something positive or also it's a critic, as long as it has a long argument, then that helps then to make the project better.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, and one thing I've also found is I also really enjoy the Discord channels. So what's really cool is because we're a Discord native platform, I've been trying to communicate a lot via Discord, whether that be the Catalyst or Cardano server. And one thing I just find is that the Cardano community at large is a very intelligent group of people that has pretty insightful things to say a lot of the time. And in sharing the concepts that we're posing, people will come back to us with questions that I've really never thought of. And just this back and back, back to forth banter that I have with people over Discord, mainly just sentence long messages. People are asking really kind of powerful, insightful questions that are making me and the rest of the team kind of think, okay, when we get ready for the finalized proposal that's going to go onto the Catalyst mobile voting app, we really need to make sure we touch on, hey, here's how we're going to deal with like the moral implications. Hey, here's how we're going to actually benefit ADA. Here's how we're going to cause people to know what Cardano is and support that ecosystem. So it's been really quite insightful to just communicate with these people. And I think, hey, if I had PlayerMint all ready to go and I could say, hey, admins, can we throw this in the server and get PlayerMint operating? I think a lot of the people in the server would have a lot of fun using it.
Yeah, it would be like a native application there for the community there on Discord.
Yeah. So my hope is whether we get funded this round, which that would be awesome, or next round or whenever it happens, whenever the community deems the proposal to be worthy of the funding it's asking for, I think it'd be really cool to say, hey, Catalyst community, here's the invite to the bot. Why don't you throw it in the server and let's play around with it and see how everyone likes it.
Yeah, cool. So now that we're approaching the end of the podcast, maybe we can discuss on what are the milestones that you have for this for the specific proposal that you put on Catalyst, the development roadmap. And the user.
Yeah, so our current development roadmap, because we've been working on this for a while, we've actually kind of made steady progress before we even applied to Catalyst. So right now we actually have a dev group contacted, and a really good one at that, called Chromion. And we've built up a communication with them and kind of a plan as to how we can pay them for our development. At the current moment, they are fleshing out a product requirements document. So it's kind of, if you go into our proposal and you click, we have a document linked that essentially says, here are all of the commands that we want our Discord bot to have. Here are all the features. Here are all kind of the components of our product. We sent that, but in kind of more of a fleshed out, more detailed version to our dev group. They're kind of reviewing it, looking at what they can build out on the Cardano blockchain and whatnot, and saying, what's possible, what's feasible. And then they're going to get us that project requirement document back. As soon as that's done and we have, funds for them to actually start building out the product, we believe it's going to take about an 8 to 12 week long period to build it out. Along that development roadmap, we would have, we got inspired from Catalyst and we want to hold our own kind of weekly town halls. So one thing we would do is once that development roadmap begins, we would hold, a weekly town hall where we essentially say, hey, this is what we've been working on. This is what we've been developing. Here's our GitHub. Tell us what's confusing you. Tell us, what you're intrigued about. Tell us what you're excited about. We kind of continue this march on from week 1 to week 8 or week 1 to week 12. And then as we go, launching the product, getting people's eyeballs in front of it. And then as we get kind of closer to the end of that development roadmap, we would want to open it up for a kind of dev and beta testing. So what we'd want to do is kind of create maybe a private server within Discord that people like, for example, are early supporters in, Catalyst, or early supporters outside of Catalyst, or anyone that's really interested can come into that server, get a taste of what it's like to earn PMX via gameplay performance, get a taste of what it's like to transact in the Discord environment, and then essentially take that usability testing, take their feedback, implement it and kind of make sure it's integrated into the final product, and then we launch it. So we would, one thing that we really think is cool about this is we want to be a DApp that is kind of, our launch schedule is pretty in line with the launch schedule of the smart contracts for Goguen with the Alonzo hard fork. So what we think is as soon as we have funding, we'll be on this kind of steady roadmap for once Alonso's ready, once smart contracts come to the mainnet, we'll be able to launch our product right with it, and hopefully be one of the more a very useful and widely accepted DApp.
Great. Yeah, great way to finish the podcast. Was there, by the way, anything that we didn't discuss that you think is interesting to discuss, or anything that you would like to ask to the community?
Yeah. So one thing that I want to discuss is one thing that PlayerMint, it's in the very name of what we're doing, and I haven't touched on it yet. So I feel like I gotta. PlayerMint is the concept of mint isn't a mint as in, maybe the flavor we all like to enjoy in our gum, but mint as in the concept of like the United States Mint. A mint being a place where things are created. For example, like a lot of mints will produce, dollars or gold bars or whatever it is. So we want to be the players mint, the place where people that play video games can come in and mint digital assets onto the Cardano blockchain. So ultimately what I mean by this is we want to become the mint of the digital world, or the metaverse. So what we're trying to do is say, hey, people that are playing video games, we want to create a place for you to earn and create digital assets in the metaverse. So as you go and enjoy this kind of digital experience that's becoming more and more connected between different worlds, I think we've all noticed that blockchain allows us to kind of take digital assets, and instead of use them in kind of silos, we can instead take them from in between silos, if that makes sense. No longer will our V-Bucks be locked up only in Fortnite. We'll be able to use them across a variety of games. So the last point I kind of want to get across is that PlayerMint is trying to be kind of the official mint of the metaverse. We want to be the place for gamers to create digital assets and then transact them across whatever gaming ecosystem they're involved in. As for kind of my questions to the community would simply be, our team is super happy to receive any form of feedback or criticism or suggestions or questions. So if you have anything to say to us at all, please feel free to reach out to us by heading over to our website, or you can head over to the Catalyst Discord, talk to us in the PlayerMint channel, or you can talk to us by leaving a comment down below on our Project Catalyst proposal.
Great. Well, guys, you heard everything about PlayerMint now here. If you want to know more about it, you can approach the team directly, or just go to the website or to Catalyst to know more about PlayerMint. With that said, I'd like to thank you, Aidam, very much for your time. And thank you all as well for listening to this podcast. We'll be coming back later this week as well with more interviews with other teams and that have proposals on idea scale as well on Project Catalyst. So thank you, Aidam, and thank you, everyone. Cheers.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.